How's it going, guys? Dr. Alex St. Pierre here from Strong, one of the co-owners as well as the clinic director. Now, 2020 has brought a ton of unique challenges for us, and particularly us within the workforce. So industries have had to adapt in a number of different ways, and many of them have their staff working from home. This presents a unique set of challenges for the home office setups, which are going to vary significantly. It's very difficult to maintain good ergonomics when you are on your couch responding to emails for 8 consecutive hours throughout the course of the day. So as a result, we're starting to see a lot of common work from home injuries present in our clinic. A lot of these things tend to be pain in the neck and the shoulder, pain in the elbow and the wrist, and then pain and tightness in through the hips and the low back. So in order to address these issues, we have to first understand why they might occur in the first place. So our bodies don't like sustained postures or positions of any kind. So prolonged sitting is going to put a tremendous amount of load on our muscles, tendons, and our joints. So this actually occurs within a curvilinear relationship. So the longer we sit, the greater of magnitude the force on our body. Now our body's designed to handle load, but it's sustained load without any break that might actually lead to injury or pain. So addressing these common work from home injuries are going to involve two main strategies: prevention and management. I brought in my business partner, Coach Callum, to act as a model for this next segment. So the first prevention strategy that we're going to go over is workplace ergonomics. So ideally, you're going to have a second screen or monitor instead of working on your laptop. When doing so, you want to position the screen so it's directly at eye level. This way you're not having to look up or look down in order to perform your work. Some of you may actually have multiple monitors, so making sure that the monitor that you're working from the most is directly in front of you and square to your head and shoulders. If you have a monitor off to the side, ideally this is going to be a monitor that you're going to use less frequently, or better yet, you're able to actually position your body and pivot to work on that second monitor when you need to. This is going to prevent you from developing some strain in the neck from constantly having to look over the shoulder. Now, your keyboard ideally is going to be positioned in a place where your shoulder and your elbow and your wrist are at about 90 degrees. It should also be close enough to your body so that you're not having to stretch or reach in order to type. A towel or a cushion should be positioned so that you're able to maintain a little bit of a curve in through the low back. Trying to prevent some slouching in your chair as well can be incredibly important. So keeping your hips and your upper back as close as you can, sitting back into the seat pan of your desk chair. And whenever possible, being able to switch from a standing or a seated position is going to be fantastic. Ideally, I like to recommend switching between standing or sitting about every 20 or 30 minutes. Although you can still get some benefit from switching in between these positions over a longer duration. So building on that last point, frequent breaks can be one of the most effective strategies when it comes to prevention of work from home injuries. As we mentioned before, sustained postures are really what can create some of these injuries or some of these pain. And this is sustained postures of any kind, whether it's a perfect posture or a non-ideal one. The most important thing to consider is the best posture is one that is constantly changing. So getting up from your workstation, even if it's just for 60 seconds to get up, get yourself a glass of water, pour yourself a coffee, ideally every 20 to 30 minutes can be key, and it can be critical at preventing some of these injuries or the onset of some of this pain. The last point is actually building your capacity. So if you can make yourself stronger, if you can give yourself more endurance, what that does is it actually increases your capacity for loading. And this includes the same postures. It also includes things that you might do away from your workplace. So a training plan that helps to build strength and endurance in through your core, your upper and your lower body can also be very critical in protecting you from these injuries happening in the first place. So all of the previous prevention strategies that we mentioned can also be incredibly effective at management strategies as well once you actually develop pain, some symptoms, or some stiffness. So whether you have pain or not, looking at your workstation, taking frequent breaks, and building your capacity can create a foundation for other forms of management. Having short-term pain management strategies are also critical. So this list is far from exhausted, although a thorough plan will be individualized based on your unique needs. So for individuals that are dealing with neck and shoulder symptoms, an easy, simple neck stretch, where bringing your ear towards your shoulder, like so. And here we're going to stretch out this part of the neck here, putting just gentle pressure. So taking your opposite hand, applying as much pressure as comfortable. You can also turn your head the other way. Now we're going to feel this a little bit differently through different area of your neck. Now you can get short-term pain relief if you do this for 20-30 seconds at a time. However, I like to encourage people to hold these positions for 2 to 3 minutes at any one period of time. Another great exercise for the neck and the shoulder is a pec stretch. So here we are using our squat rack, but you can use a door frame just as well at home. So to stretch Callum's right side, he's going to reach up onto the rack, like so. He's going to look straight ahead, and he's going to very carefully start to walk through there. And what that is going to do is he's going to start to feel a stretch right in through the front of his shoulder here. Hold this position 20 to 30 seconds to start. Working up to 2 to 3 minutes is very effective. And if you really want to get creative, you can actually add in moving your head around a little bit in order to feel the stretch in a little bit of a different position. For your elbow, straighten your forearm and apply gentle pressure on the wrist like that. Callum here is going to feel some stretch in through his forearm as well up in through the bicep. This can be really helpful to help to eliminate some tension in through the wrist and in through the elbow. Turning around the opposite way and doing the same thing, applying some pressure there. Again, he's going to feel the stretch in through the back of the forearm and up and through the bicep. Another great drill for any sort of elbow or wrist pain is what we call the quadruped pronation and supination. You don't need to worry about that. You're going to get down on all fours, really spread your fingers out so that you have good contact with the floor with the wrist. If you develop wrist pain in this position, you can also do it from your knuckles if that's a little bit more comfortable. Now Callum is going to rotate his elbow in and out, just like that. And again, in and out. He's going to stay nice and relaxed through the neck and through the shoulders, and just try to maximize this part of the elbow to turn it back, and then turn it forward, just like that. Again, this is going to help to restore some mobility through the elbow and help to decrease some tension in through there. And once again, 8 to 12 repetitions is a great number to start with. So the cat cow or cat camel is a traditional yoga move that is fantastic for helping to relieve some tension and some pain through the low back. So I'd like you to imagine there's an axle rod coming up through your hips, and your pelvis is just going to pivot on that axle rod. So it's going to pivot, and it's going to come up like this, causing the whole back of the spine to round up, and then it's going to pivot in the opposite direction, causing everything to extend in through there. And again, the opposite direction, causing everything to round in a flex position, and then back down, causing everything to extend. I like to recommend anything from 8 to 12 reps at a time. Even 12 to 15 reps can be very, very effective. So keeping it nice and slow, nice and easy. You can do this all at one time, or you can do this throughout the course of the day during your micro breaks. So stretching your psoas, or your hip flexors, in through the front of the hip here, again, can help to reduce some of the tightness that you might experience into the front of the hip, which may or may not be contributing to the pain in your low back. So you're going to get into what we call a half kneeling position here. Callum is going to keep his chest nice and proud, looking straight ahead. He's going to squeeze the glute of the knee that's down. And he's going to raise this arm up in the air, straight up like that. And then he's just going to lunge forward just a touch. And if he's doing a good job squeezing his glute, he's not going to have to go very far in order to start to feel the stretching through the hip. If he wants to intensify this, he can lean away from the stretch to the side and then actually open this side up a little bit. So lean towards the left, rotate, open up towards the side that you're stretching. And he should feel a pretty intense stretch from here in through about right there. Again, 20 to 30 seconds might be helpful for short-term symptom relief, but a prolonged stretch, 2 to 3 minutes, is going to be best. Active care strategies create the foundation of what it is that we do, but there's still going to be a lot of opportunity for in-house work with our therapists. So we offer things like soft tissue work, acupuncture, cupping, mobilization, and manipulation, as well as comprehensive training and rehab plans. So we have a fantastic physiotherapist and a chiropractor on site that are ready to help you with any of your needs. We also have a staff of fantastic personal trainers who are well equipped to working with home or working here within the gym space as well. So if you need us for anything whatsoever, you can visit our website at strongtoronto.com. Actually, that's strongtoronto.ca, or send us an email at info@strongtoronto.ca. All right? Again, Dr. Alex St. Pierre here with Strong. Looking forward to seeing you soon.